Hello. How are you? Thank you so much for joining me today for a beginner's guide to the Eurovision Song Contest. At best, I'm a beginner to Eurovision. At this point, I understand it's like a singing contest across the world. It's the Olympics of singing. People from all over the world, except America, we're never invited. Maybe because it's not Amerivision. Maybe that's why. But isn't Australia in it? So why is America not in it? Okay. Anyway, a beginner's guide to the Eurovision Song Contest. Let's go.
This video is sponsored by Pianote. The Eurovision Song Contest is a competition where
I like the name of that company, Pianote.
Various European and sometimes not European countries
Israel, Australia.
Enter an original song, and then all of the countries vote for the best one, and frankly, it's quite wild.
That was awesome. That was Croatia. Is it really this old to where we're watching it in black and white right here?
Since its quite conservative beginnings back in the 1950s, the contest has evolved into a colourful display of politics, nonsense.
See, that's what's special about Eurovision, from what I've seen. I mean, I've never even seen the show, but it's so much more grand. The performances, it's not like American Idol or The Voice, where you just have someone singing on the stage with maybe a little bit of, high school talent show type theatrics. This is legitimately an incredible show they got putting on here.
And actually also sometimes some pretty good music. So particularly for the benefit of my mostly non-European viewers,
are professional singers allowed to enter this? Because these people seem professional.
Let me introduce you to the weird and wonderful world of the Eurovision Song Contest.
Thank you.
Now, particularly in recent decades, the contest has become known for...
Oh, did I not even shout out David Bennett Piano? I mean, this video. David Bennett Piano. Go check him out, link down below.
For its more eccentric performances. Some just a little quirky.
Wait, that's what this is from? Or is he just doing... Is he doing this song because it's a meme, or did this make the meme?
Some just a bit garish.
That might have made the meme.
And some, well...
Green Day.
We are. Go, baby.
But even if...
That's Lithuania.
The weirder, eye-catching performances are the ones that get a lot of attention, the songs that go on to win the contest are usually a bit more ordinary.
Wait. These are original songs? If these are original songs, then that meme came from Eurovision, huh? Even though it hurts.
Perhaps the most unusual act to ever win the contest was the Finnish hard rock group Lordi in the year 2006.
That's so cool. I would have thought these guys were from Germany. But who knew? Finland. That's incredible.
And I'm not saying they were unusual just because of their demonic costumes. Lordi winning the contest was also unusual because they were playing rock music. Rock songs rarely make an appearance at Eurovision, let alone win. The only other rock song that's won the contest was Ziti I Buoni by Italian band Maneskin in 2021.
So what kind of music? What? Why not any rock?
The sort of songs that typically win the contest will usually have a dash of novelty in their performance, but will generally just be a pretty good, straightforward pop song. Toy by Netta, for example, which won the contest for Israel in 2018, does contain a brief chicken impression. But beyond that, it's a fairly...
How many of these have become TikTok trends? Not that one has, but I could imagine some of these being TikTok trends, and I didn't even know it.
standard and fairly catchy pop song.
I try not to watch TikTok, though. But I do.
And also, side note, if you're thinking right now, that song sounds a lot like Seven Nation Army by the White Stripes, well, you're not alone. Universal Records also spotted the likeness, and after threatening legal action, Jack White was credited on the song. So, in a roundabout way...
Did it? I didn't notice that it sounded like that.
The White Stripes kind of co-wrote a Eurovision-winning song.
Hey.
Nowadays, most Eurovision entries, including most winning songs,
That's an American band, right? So we won.
will tend to be sung in the English language, regardless of which country they're actually representing. But this is...
Actually, is the White Stripes... They're not an American band. I mean, after saying something that stupid, I have to look it up. Oh, they are an American duo. Yes!
a fairly modern trend. For the first couple decades of the contest, every winning song was actually sung in the country's native language.
Oh, that's neat.
The first winning song not to be sung in the act's native tongue was 1974's Waterloo, sung by Eurovision's greatest success story, ABBA.
ABBA started as a Eurovision?
ABBA aren't the only act, though, to have been launched to international success by Eurovision. In 1988,
amazing.
a French-Canadian singer called Celine Dion represented Switzerland at Eurovision and won.
How old is she here?
Celine Dion was already well known in her home country of Canada as a French-language singer, but it wasn't until after winning Eurovision that she started releasing English language.
Wait, but I thought... So she's representing Switzerland. She lives in Canada.
Celine Dion was already well known in her home country of Canada as a French-language singer, but it
And she sings in French.
wasn't until after winning Eurovision that she started releasing English language music and became the global megastar that she is today. Another now household name to
Wow.
appear at Eurovision before they had quite made it is Olivia Newton-John, who represented the UK in 1974. Much like with Celine Dion, in 1974, Olivia Newton-John was an established singer, but it would still be 4 years before she shot to global fame and
She looks so much like the girl from Grease, Sandy.
starred in the film Grease.
Sandy. Guys, I am unintentional. That was not intentional, and I should just say that that was a joke, but I was not joking.
Now, if you're thinking, wait, how did Canadian Celine Dion represent Switzerland? Well, a Eurovision contestant doesn't have to be
I
from
don't know my actors. Like, I don't know my actors or actresses' names, okay?
the country that they are representing. For example, American rapper Flo Rida represented San Marino in 2021,
Really?
alongside Italian singer Senhit. Flo Rida
So you do allow professional... I guess they already clarified that, saying, like, Celine Dion was already well-known, but Flo Rida, he's like was a very popular pop singer here in America, and he's allowed in?
is one of many established artists who made an appearance at Eurovision. Although the song they perform at the contest must be a brand new composition, the performer doesn't have to be some little-known or unknown artist. Many already
That
very
is really neat. I've never... See, that's really an aspect to this that separates it from all these other singing shows, and I really appreciate that. An original song needs to be written for the show. That's pretty remarkable.
well-established artists have appeared at Eurovision, including Cliff Richard, who represented the UK in 1968 and 1973,
Congratulations and jubilations.
Man, people used to just move and dance differently, huh?
and Katrina and the
I love
Waves, who were known for their 1980s hit Walking on Sunshine, who won Eurovision for the UK in 1997.
So they write a song. Do they have to write multiple songs throughout the contest for each round, or is it just the same song performed over and over?
Pianote is an online interactive resource for
Shout
learning
out
how
to
to play the
Piano,
piano.
guys. I like the name.
The country to have won Eurovision the most is Ireland.
Damn,
and
Ireland.
3 of those Irish wins are actually thanks to one person, Johnny Logan. Johnny Logan is not only the only performer to have won Eurovision twice, performing Ireland's winning song in both 1980 and 1987, but he also composed Ireland's 1992 winning song. Ireland is also the only country to have...
This guy deserves to be a billionaire. to have your hand in it 3 times, I don't know how he's monetizing this, but he needs to be a billionaire.
Won the contest 3 years in a row, winning Eurovision 92, 93 and 94. In fact, some have speculated that in 1995, Ireland intentionally entered a lackluster song to avoid winning the contest a 4th time in a row. But why would a country not
I like that song.
want to win Eurovision? Well, because the winning country has to host the next year's contest. And hosting Eurovision
Right.
can be a very expensive thing to do. Many speculate that some of the more dreadful acts that have been put forward to Eurovision over the years were intentionally bad because the country didn't want to risk winning and therefore having to host the contest.
Why don't they just not enter?
This is
Yeah, that had no chance.
particularly the case for the
chance.
so-called Big Five. Although the main spectacle of Eurovision is the grand finale, most countries who enter the contest have to first qualify in a semi-final. But the Big Five, France, Germany, the UK, Spain and Italy, automatically qualify for the grand finale due to these countries' large monetary contribution to the running of the contest. This means that if one of those
Pay to win.
Big Five don't want the hassle and expense of hosting Eurovision next year, they might intentionally enter a mediocre song. Now, the system by which countries are voted for has changed over the years, but
Why would you donate or contribute a bunch of money just to not want to host it and to enter a crappy song?
it's generally some sort of mix
Did I miss something there?
of a professional jury and votes from the general public. The rules and structure of Eurovision have changed many times during the contest's almost 70-year history.
Wow, that's
An
so
interesting
cool. It's like handwritten. I love how quaint it feels.
example of the rules having to change actually was after the 1969 Eurovision, where 4 different countries, the UK, Spain, the Netherlands and France, all won the contest. They were all joint winners of Eurovision. This is because they all scored the
Wait, what about Alemania? Oh, that's 18, not 8. Got it.
same amount of points, and no tiebreaker rule had been introduced to the contest yet. Needless to say, the next year a tiebreaker rule was introduced. Now, getting over 30 different countries to all
Well, what's the rule?
compete against each other in a song contest is going to result in some politics. Of course, it's well known that certain countries will always vote favourably for their close allies. For example,
Because you can't vote for yourself, right?
Greece and Cyprus always vote for each other, and the UK and Ireland often swap votes. But more notably, in years where Eurovision takes place against more politically charged world events, you can often see those events reflected in the voting. For example, last year,
Do I even have to say anything about that? That's crazy. Wow. But I already missed 2023 Eurovision, but yeah, okay.
Ukraine won Eurovision. And although their song was good, and Ukraine have won the contest before, it's probably not a coincidence that they won in the year.
Was their song actually good? Like, was it actually the best song? That's kind of silly, I just had to say. If people are voting just because, oh, you know, I support Ukraine, like, let's vote, so they're going to win Eurovision. Come on. We're voting for the best song. Just kidding. I'm not voting at all. I wish I was.
2022. Likewise, the first Eurovision Song Contest that took place after Brexit had completed, which was 2021, the UK scored the dreaded nil point.
And the United Kingdom gets
And Germany only got 3.
from the public
How is that even possible?
0 points.
Of course, it can be hard to tell conclusively how much politics is really
I
influencing
need to hear that song.
the voting. Maybe the UK's entry that year just wasn't very good.
Sometimes I know my fire burns low, but as long as you're with me, I'll
For example, when the UK got nil point in 2003, some cited the UK's recent and controversial joint invasion of Iraq as the reason that the UK had received no points. But also that year, the
The USA would be screwed. Oh, I ran out of batteries. Hold on. We're back.
the UK of Iraq as the reason that the UK had received no points. But also that year, the
I feel like the USA does something every year that would earn us 0 points because of some political thing.
UK's entry did sound like this.
Bye bye, baby. Lie to me, baby. Must have been crazy, baby. Bye bye. Cry, cry.
So maybe it's not all about politics. Eurovision performances have often been used as a platform for
It wasn't that bad. It was pretty annoying.
raising awareness and visibility of issues and causes.
That's beautiful.
Perhaps most notably, Eurovision has increasingly become a fantastic champion of LGBT plus pride. Various openly LGBT acts have appeared at Eurovision. For example, drag queen Conchita Wurst won the 2014 contest for Austria.
Oh, wow. That is a very unique look, I have to say. When you think of drag queen, this is not typical. And you know what? That's probably the point.
14 contest for Austria.
Wow.
So that is Eurovision, a unique
I still don't understand. Do they sing the same song? It would seem they sing the same song. So there's the semifinals and the finals. So they only sing it twice. Only the people who make it to the finals have to sing their song twice. But doesn't that give the Big Five an advantage? Or maybe it's a disadvantage. I don't know if it's an advantage or a disadvantage for your song to have not been heard yet. I don't know.
intersection between geopolitics and music, and one that never fails to surprise and entertain. Of course, after winning last year's contest, by all rights Ukraine should be hosting the competition this year, but due to the current situation, last year's runner-up, the UK, is hosting it instead, and it's actually happening next week in Liverpool. So let me know in the comments who you think is going to win this year.
Well, now I need to know. Eurovision 2023. Who won? Might as well look it up. So Sweden won. Tattoo. What does that mean? That's the name of the song? Loreen from Sweden. And then Cha 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 from Finland. Then Israel. Then Marco, Italy. Okay, cool. Man, I wish the USA was part of this. That would be so much fun. But maybe it would only be fun for... We'd probably come in and somehow screw it up. I think it would be fun. Anyway, thank you for watching. Shout out to David Bennett Piano. Go check out his channel. Link down below. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Goodbye.